Welcome back to Tim's Garage. In this episode we're going to do some thread repairing on the LS, and we're also going to put a new sump on. Spent about an hour trying to get out one of the exhaust bolts. Tried an easy out, tried everything, drilling. I actually snapped an easy out in the hole. Managed to get him out, so that's the hole there. So what I have here, open, is some thread repairs. So it's got the taps, it's got the drill bit, it's got everything you need, and comes with quite a few of these. So we're going to try to put one of these in and see if we can get one of the bolts in. So the hole has been drilled out pretty large, but it's still smaller than the actual drill bit size that we need. So I'm just going to drill it out. I'm actually going to put the exhaust on first and see if the hole is even close. Hopefully it's close enough to just drill it and put a bolt in. But if it's not, I might have to just grind a little bit of this away just to make it so it fits. All bolted up nice. There is clearance down here. I think just I might have to grind a tiny bit of the bell housing away there, just to make certain it won't ever hit. It might vibrate ever so slightly on it when the exhaust is flexing off it, so I just may as well do it. But what we need to see is if this hole lines up. Don't know if you can see if it does. Might be enough light in there. Gonna take it off and drill it without this in the way. What is in there is a part of the old bolt. That's what it's hitting on. Hey, there we go. So that's what was in there. It's a part of the old bolt. So I should be able to drill the rest of the hole out. See how deep we are. I think that's more than deep enough. For how cheap this kit was, I think it was about $35 or something off eBay. This tap actually feels really nice. It doesn't come with a handle though, so you do need your own tap handle. The idea with these is that little notch there goes into this tool, so you can then spin it in, and then once it's in, you just get this little punch tool, you put it in there and you punch it, and if you can see there's a little break line right there where it will actually snap that piece off, so you can thread a bolt through the whole thing. And then obviously, don't lose it. Obviously the outside thread is what we just tapped, and the inside thread is the same thread as this bolt, so it just screws in nice. And that's why you tap out the end of this piece, because otherwise the bolt wouldn't go through. So let's see how deep it will go in. and it's probably more than enough to go in there. I'm just hoping I drilled out this far enough, but with how thick the flange is, we should be right. So now we just break him off. I wonder if I can get him out. Gonna look in to see. Bit of junk in there. They're even magnetic. Yeah, they're magnetic. Oh god, losing them everywhere. Now this guy can thread in there. And we just repaired the threads. That guy fixed, we can now try the exhaust on. Oh yeah, there's a bolt here, so I can't actually just slide it on nicely. Let's see if we can get this bolt in far enough. Certainly can. So, probably don't want to go too tight with him, but it's better than having no bolt, so this side's done, just need to do the other side, and then the motor is ready to go back in. There's nothing else I don't think I need to do. Oh, I need to do the sump, which I actually just got today. So we need to also change the sump. So do the other side, then we'll lift it up, and we'll put the sump on. There we have it. This side's all done as well. So that was the one that was stripped out. She's all good now. As you can see, there's a bolt there as well. And so they fit up nicely. They don't actually fit. The exhaust doesn't fit while it's sitting on the ground, so I had to jack it up a little bit. But that's all good. And now I'm going to lift it up completely, and I'm going to swap the sump. And I'm pretty sure that's the last thing I need to do on the motor. Then I need to do some brackets. Need to mount the radiator, make some brackets for that. At least for the bottom brackets we have to make before the motor goes in. I think it'll just be a lot easier. And then it's got side mounts as well that we need to make, that they should be able to do while the motor's in the car. But I guess it just depends when I can put the motor in, because I need a friend to help me. Makes it a lot easier. We got a new sump from Mark's Adapters. Finally came in. There was about a 3-week wait for it. That was sold out. She's all here now. I also got the oil filter for it, because I just didn't want to go searching for the right one. Let's see. It's got the invoice. It's got a new dipstick for it. Oh, baby. Come out in separate parts. Stuck in there. Comes with all brand new bolts. Nice. Don't have to clean all the old ones. Oh, it actually came with a gasket. That's interesting. Alright. So it comes with a new pickup and O-ring, which is nice. So that's good, because it moves it from, because currently what's on there, I'll show you. As you can see, it's got a front sump, so there's a big bulge at the front. That's not going to help. Whereas this one is a rear sump, as you can see. But also, they notch it here. So it normally went down a bit further, and they notch it there. And yeah, I think they also move where that is. It's probably, you know, where that notch was. And then the filter goes on the side here, nice and hidden out of the way. And then I'm pretty sure this could be for an external cooler. You could use that. But yeah, so it's all nice. And yeah, obviously comes with a new gasket. Comes with windage tray as well, which I'm guessing would replace the one that's in there. Whichever way it goes. That way. And then this guy goes underneath it. Actually, it doesn't go that way. But anyway, it goes the other way. It doesn't matter. So, I wonder if this bolt, if these are all the bolts. These might be bolts for the windage tray. Well, I'd say these are bolts for all of it, because these two long ones go at the back here, where there's a really long bolt hole. I bought a gasket kit when I rebuilt the engine, and I actually have a gasket here for the current sump, which I never changed, because I knew I was either going to get this sump, or if that sump fit, I was just going to pull the sump off, swap the gasket, and re-put it on. So I didn't bother changing it while I had the motor apart and on a stand, which I didn't actually film, unfortunately, because that was before I was doing some YouTube stuff. But yeah, so I guess I don't need this one anymore, but I guess I'll keep it in case, I mean, that one ever turns to shit. But also came with like more water pump stuff, but the water pump came with its own stuff, and you know, there's just other gaskets that we didn't use just for other things. And there's more water pump actually in there, but they're not the metal ones, so I don't know why they'd give you both metal and cardboard, plastic, you know, that stuff. Anyway, so let's pull off the old one and put the new one on. The old pan off. She's black under here. The rest of the motor actually looked really nice, but hey, the same size, probably not. Nope. Alright, I had some really bad audio issues here with the mic. What I'm looking at is there's a little hole there. I think I point at it. Yeah, right there. That's where a dipstick has to go in, but there's currently a plug, so you have to hammer the plug out, and then we can actually put the dipstick in. Alright, finished cleaning the hole. This was the little baby Welsh plug that was in there. If you can even see it. So we punched him out, and now the this guy should go in there. Nice. And he'll obviously get pushed all the way down until that seal's in there. And then, if I can move you back a little. Hang on. And up there was that bolt. That was a bolt, I didn't actually know what it was. That came in the bag. So it was actually for the dipstick. So the dipstick's going to bolt there. Goes down nicely into the side. And that little red thing is the seal. Obviously has to be pressed in a bit more. Quite a bit more. And she should seal pretty nicely. And you can see dipstick coming out down there. Currently, like just under there, you can see that black bracket touching on the exhaust. Might have to grind it a touch, but it's obviously not bolted down, so the exhaust will go back a bit. It might be enough to clear it. Also, I'm pretty sure it's going to clear down there. If you can see, there's the bracket. I don't know if you can see it. And it clears the bracket for the engine mount as well. So it's all good, but I guess it all is Mark's adapters, so you'd think it would all work together. And clearly it does. So now I'm going to take this back off and we're going to put the sump on. There we have it, the pan's on there, all bolted up, all good. Just bolted the starter motor on. It's just 2 bolts from underneath. You saw that I bolted on the starter motor. Here's the heat shielding for the starter motor. I tried to cut it a bit. As you can see, I cut this bit out, cut quite a bit off the end. Right there, where my finger's pointing, that's the starter motor solenoid, and right in between those is a really small gap. Really small gap in there. And this heat shielding will not fit in between that. So unfortunately I won't be able to run that heat shielding. I might be able to get something that goes in there that can stop it. I really don't want it to be touching. But yeah, so that's everything on the motor done. And I'm pretty sure I can go back in. So that's how you do thread repairs and put a sump on an LS. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you have a comment, leave it down below. Until next time, see ya.